think GC staff is gonna give us a good anime. Up, Whitey Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Anime Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for High Score Girl Season 1, Episode 3. So, I skipped last week's episode of High Score Girl because I just did not want to deal with it after the shit I saw in Episode 1. I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth torturing myself. Especially after I dealt with that disjointed episode of Attack on Titan. I just didn't need this shit. But I was like, today I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna try it again. Gonna try with you again, JC staff, and see if the anime looks better. And I had to like watch a little bit, like 23 seconds of it to, you know, find the placement. And oh my god, this animation is just beautiful. And where we're at in the manga adaptation-wise is Chapter 8's adaptation of the manga. So without further ado, let's get to this. I just can't believe that JC staff freaking did this. Like, this is beautiful animation. This is what I wanted. I did not want all that CGI that we saw in the first episode. It looks so freaking gorgeous. And the table, like the CGI, I'm fine with the CGI for the tables and stuff like that. You know, for the arcade games. That's fine. If you want to do CGI for like the tables and the machines themselves, fine. But the games still look really good. I'm very happy with this. And I really am liking this transition that we're getting. It's like, it's a whiting out transition versus like a blackout transition. And I really like that. Anyway, so let's get to after the opening song, which, by the way, the animation in the opening song, if JC staff does it right, and it's in this episode, I will be very, very fucking happy. Anyway, so the opening song finishes up and we start getting our episode around the 3-minute mark, so let's continue here. Oh my god, this animation is just so beautiful. Oh my god. Okay, I gotta say this. You know, I'm starting to see the little bit of the CGI in the character design here, and you know, if this is all CGI like I think it is, then this is definitely better CGI than I saw in the first episode. Jeez. But there's like little hiccups where it's just like where the animation is just kind of weird when when the characters are talking. It's just like, ugh, I just want 2D animation for this. I don't want this CGI. Like, it's just weird. This flower garden is gorgeous. And the character movements look a little bit better. And, like, there's moments where you could just tell that it is, like, 2D animation. It looks beautiful, like here at the 3-minute 48-second mark. And then you could tell when it's very subtle for the CGI for the characters' face, for some of the characters' faces, especially when they're talking. It's just like, no, keep this 2D animation here. This is the good stuff. So there was some line skip from Doi, which was this. Hold on a second. Shit. It was about the flower, it was supposed to be, look, Ono-san, a St. John's wort, and there's a liver leaf too. In the language of flowers, it stands for a very shy person. Incidentally, the St. John's wort stands for regret. And I gotta say, I love Doi's voice actor. Doi's voice actor is just perfect. Oh my god. Yeah, you see the CGI, a little bit of the CGI here still. And for the love of God, JC staff, just stop going in between. Like, just do flat out 2D, please. It looks so much better when it's 2D animation. The thing is with the CGI, it just looks really wonky, and it doesn't look very good, especially for the character models. My god, like, I understand for CGI working for certain animes, like doing all CGI anime, like Land of the Lustrous, but like, I don't understand what this fascination is with CGI. I just don't get it, especially in an anime like this. This doesn't need that. Well, you could make maybe a little CGI, use a little bit of it, but you don't need it. You don't need it that much in this anime. And I just don't understand why you're doing the CGI shit for the characters, because like when TMS Entertainment did this with Yamushi Pedal, where they would just switch from 2D to CGI for the characters, and it just did not look good. It looked very wonky. It looked very heavy. It just didn't look right, and it's the same kind of thing is going on here. I gotta say, the stuff for Doi's expressions, the animation for this is really, I just think it's fucking hilarious. You're capturing it really nicely. I'll give you that, JC Staff. And the writing, so far the writing is actually pretty good. I kind of like that Doi said third base more than stage C, like he does in the manga, so I'll give you that writing. No, you didn't do Haru's facial expression right. Like, if you look at the manga, and this is in chapter 8, and this is when, he's talking about getting lost is part of the fun, especially like in Dragon Quest. The facial expression is wrong. He's supposed to have like this weird facial expression. Haru's supposed to have this weird facial expression, and instead he has his eyes closed. Like, what the fuck? Come on. I will say this, JC Staff, you really captured Onizuka well. Onizuka, she is just funny. Like, I should have commented on it sooner, but we've gotten the boobs and ass. I love it. I love her, freaking hate. Onizuka's voice actress is just perfect. I love it. And her character design is just like spot on. I freaking love it. Yes! They kept the Onizuka line! They kept that creepy ass Onizuka line that's in the manga. And plus her facial expression is just creepy as fuck in this anime. It's so perfect. It's not as creepy as it is in the manga. That's you could have gone for just a little bit more, JC Staff, like made her look even more psycho, like with a little bit of the line work. But you know what? I will say this about JC Staff. That's just the story of their fucking problems, is consistency and line work, and I fucking hate JC Staff for it. But and also we're missing a little bit of drool. But what it says in the anime, it says, "Let me check if your penis has a hard or has a bone once we get on the gondola." When in the manga it says, "When we're inside, please check if there's a bone in your dick." Oh my god. Like, JC Staff, you just made this scene, like, really, the lines are just even more creepy and disturbing. But, yeah, the animation is not matching. That's the only thing I'm kind of disappointed in. And I love the change in Onizuka's voice. It's just so creepy. I fucking love it. That was a nice touch, JC Staff. I like it. This scene is just amazing. I fucking love it. I love the different facial expressions we're getting. And Haru's just like, no, this is not gonna happen. You're fucking weird. I love it. This is great. Why did you skip this line? Ugh. Okay, this line was skipped. Anyhow, Ono was Doi's objective in setting up this event all along. I couldn't predict that it would turn out so crappy. Like, why would you skip that? Especially when you have the animation there. I fucking hate when that happens. It drives me nuts. Ugh. Writing, do not do this shit to me. I don't need you to fuck up on me now. I will say this, the arcade looks nice. This is when I'm okay with CGI, like for the machines and the arcade itself, fine. Use CGI, just don't use it so much on the characters, JC Staff. You gotta learn how to use learn how to utilize the CGI at the right times. That's your problem. Something I'm really having a problem with is a little bit of the, I've been making points about the facial expressions, but the facial expressions, especially for Haru, are not as exaggerated as they're supposed to be. And plus, we're not seeing his fucked up teeth or anything. Because I feel like JC Staff just wants to focus on the machines, which is not what they should be doing. At least give us a little bit of a close-up. Come on! Well, even though we're not seeing Haru's teeth, well, we saw a little bit of Haru's teeth, so I will give you that, JC Staff. And they're crooked enough like they're supposed to be. I kind of wish it was a little bit bigger, but I'll take what I can get out of you, JC Staff. Okay, at the 7-minute 50-second mark, you could definitely freaking tell this is CGI. And this is not good CGI. Because if you, like, the thing is, JC Staff, if you use the CGI to, like, over-exaggerate Haru's expressions, facial expression, like, open his mouth wider, and stuff, it would look so much better, but the CGI is just bad. I don't understand why you're doing the CGI using the CGI like this. This is freaking stupid. Because Haru's mouth looks way too small. Like, when you look at chapter 8 in the manga, for example, look how wide Haru opens his mouth when he's speaking. It's a lot wider than this. And I don't know what the hell they're doing up there. And plus, now that I'm looking at the teeth, they look kind of lazy as hell. Because, like, his teeth are, like, oddly shaped. It looks like freaking fangs. That's what they're, in the anime, it looks like fangs. At least to me. It doesn't, it looks really, really bad. I don't want to say it's lazy, but it really, I don't know if I can say it other than that. It just looks bad. I just wish you would stop, JC Staff. Just please stop using the CGI, because the 2D animation we're getting in here looks really, really good. That's all I want. I want this in 2D. Jesus. Is that too much to ask? God, Jesus, the CGI is just killing me, man. I just can't stand it, how they're using it on Haru. Like, what? Why? Why are you doing this? Like, I would understand. Okay, I'm going to give an example with CGI here. Like, again, with Land of the Lustrous. Land of the Lustrous needed CGI. It needed it. Based on, like, the designs and the manga and all that, it definitely needed the CGI. Here, I don't understand why JC Staff is thinking that this anime needs CGI other than, you know, the arcade cabinets. Yeah, you can do that, but the characters, they don't need to be in CGI. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. It's just, I'm just curious why you're trying to be like Studio Orange when this is the wrong series to be doing this to. I just don't get it. Are you guys noticing that, like, in some frames that Haru has like fang teeth, and then in other frames he has like perfect teeth? What the fuck? Come on! Consistency is a huge problem with JC Staff. And this is why I'm very, very skeptical, or yeah, I have my skepticals on for when it comes to JC Staff anime, because this is just, ugh. The writing is okay, at least. I deal with the animation if the writing is decent. I mean, look what I dealt with Black Clover. But God, just stop this CGI, for the love of God! At least the arcade games are not in CGI. The games themselves, they are their original form. They're in the bits. I'm happy with that. If JC Staff would have done CGI for these games, for the actual games themselves, I would have been so pissed, because those games are not in CGI at all. And yes, the inconsistency is in the manga as well, with Haru's teeth. I know that, but like, the problem is that when we see Haru's teeth jacked up, they don't look like freaking fangs. They just look jacked up. And I was hoping that we were going to see that in anime form, but guess not. Are you serious? You're going to skip the fact that, oh no, what, this part here, huh? You really peed in your pants? Like, why didn't you have that line? Come on, GC Staff. We're doing good, like, writing-wise, but like, little shit like this should not be skipped. We're in the CGI for when, you know, like, Doi is walking, and the crew are walking back, and at least, and this is what I don't understand. You're doing the facial expressions for Doi pretty nicely, but you can't do that for Haru? I just don't get it. Haru's our main character. He's supposed to have more exaggerated facial expressions, but you choose to do them for Doi instead and not him? Like, but yeah, you can tell this scene is definitely CGI. This is definitely CGI Doi, and it looks so freaking weird. I don't know how else to describe it. The writing here is kind of weird too. What Doi is supposed to say is, she escaped at the Ferris wheel, and after that I got stuck with this guy. He checked if I got a bone in my dick. Like, the line change here is weird, but I will say this. Oh my gosh. Jesus, what was I gonna say? I will say this, Unizuka-san is just fucking hilarious. Onizuka was same. Zuka, sorry, I said Zuko. It's Zuka. Onizuka is just funny as fuck. I love it. I love that she's jumping up and down saying male, male. I love it. I think that's really funny. All right, I will say this. Like, the lines are here. Everything, it's looking a little bit better animation-wise, but I just can't stand that they're not giving us Haru's exaggerated expressions, because that's one of the things I like about the manga is the facial expressions. They're really funny. Dude, the haunted house ride, though, looks freaking cool. It looks awesome. Now, this is when you could utilize CGI and it works. This line was skipped, which was, and this is when they're at the mirror house, and Haru hits himself in the reflection. God, how annoying! I have no clue where the exit is! And it's just, it's frustrating, because again, we're not seeing these exaggerated facial expressions, or these hilarious-looking facial expressions. I love this scene so much, but god damn it, the CGI is just, it's just it's kind of ruining it for me. I love this soundtrack. Oh my god. The soundtrack is just, it's so nice. JC Staff, you are learning how to utilize your soundtrack, I see. And it is nice. I like it. I'm liking the song here. It's making me tear up a little bit. We're not gonna see them like the shot of Haru like closing his eyes while Ono is laying on his shoulder, like, and then it look like they're both sleeping and he's so cute. Like, are we just not gonna see that? That's not fair! That isn't fair! To realize that, when Haru's finding out, and this is like a 13-minute, 12-second mark, that Haru's finding out that Ono is moving, the piano here is just so perfect. And finally we got some exaggerated facial expression from Haru. Thank you. I have to ask this question here. Why is the animation in the commercial that they're showing us here a lot better than the animation in the actual episode? That's not fair. I don't want any of the CGI shit. I just want the 2D animation that you're showing us. JC Staff, you're tasing me. So we're skipping the end of chapter 8 for the most part, which I think was a huge mistake. I mean, you could have like gone into the commercial break with showing that final shot from Ono, but other than that, like, for the most part, I would say this about Chapter 8's adaptation. It was actually, writing-wise, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as what we had in Episode 1. And the animation is looking a lot better, but I just am not feeling what is the word? The 2D to 3D transitions. I'm just not feeling it. I don't like them just switching it up. It reminds me of what TMS Entertainment did in Yamushi Pedal Glory Line, and I fucking hated it. So please, GC Staff, just make up your fucking mind. Are you going to do this all in 2D, or are you going to do or are you going to do it in all CGI? And the other thing is that what I need more of is Haru's exaggerated facial expressions. Like, we got a little bit of it at the end of Chapter 8's adaptation, but yeah, we need a little bit more. Anyway, now we're getting to Chapter 9's adaptation, which is right after the commercial that we got, which I actually like. That commercial was funny. Dude, that plushie that Doi bought Odo is just creepy as fuck, and there's a little bit of a problem with it. The ears look way too flat. Because if you look at the manga, if you look at Chapter 9, they're a lot more floppy, and and the ears look fuller. They just look so the ears look just so droopy. And the facial expression looks really fucked up too. Like, it just, I don't know, it just looks so weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. Jesus, JC Staff, fix the eyes were just, like when Haru said that he was supposed to say I forgot to bring one. The eyes just look weird. And I think that's been the main problem for me, facial expression, besides the mouth. The eyes just have looked really weird. They're not in the right spot. Like, it's just, it doesn't feel like High Score Girl. I know it's weird, but that's how I'm feeling from this. Okay, I do not understand this line change. It says, in the anime, and this is at the 15-minute 6-second mark, is nothing ever good comes out of being around you in class. When in the manga, what it says here is, geez, this sucks. Picking a fight with you in the classroom is not a good idea, so... Like, what the fuck? This was dumb. This was a dumb line change. Dude, not only was the facial expression wrong for what Haru was saying, the hand positioning was wrong. Like, here's what it was supposed to be. I'm gonna put you down here for a second, Yoshi. It's supposed to be like this. Like this as he's talking. And there's supposed to be like a little bit of sweat coming down. I just don't, I don't understand how hard that is to copy. Like, oh my god. I don't understand this, JC stuff. Why are you giving every other character but Haru an over-exaggeration with their facial expressions? I just don't get it. Because even Haru's facial expression here, and this is when we have the teacher saying, what a terrible guy you are. It was supposed to be, what did you say, Haru? I eat brats like you for breakfast. But the facial expression is wrong. The eyes are supposed to be like way up to the side of the head. His mouth's supposed to be open wider, and his teeth are supposed to be just as blocky as his teacher's. So like, I just don't understand this. I don't understand what you're doing here, JC Staff. But I will say this: the red background is a nice touch. That angry aura, I feel it. I feel it. Okay, you really fucked up the writing here, because we didn't get the full thing. It was supposed to be, as I said, what did you say, Haru? I eat brats like you for breakfast. What's this sanctuary anyway? Violence doesn't suit that bastard. Like, are we not gonna get this? I'm really disappointed with this scene. And this is when, I'm watching when Haru is, you know, in the arcade, like, talking about how he's gotten his sanctuary back. JC Stuff, you could have done something extremely creative with this. And I really hate how they shot it. It just doesn't, like in the manga you see like the shadow silhouette, which, you know, you did it earlier in the episode, you could have done it here. And like we have this cool ass background going on. And I'm so disappointed because you could have done more with this. You could have made this very emotional and like done some really cool color schemes, but you didn't, and also cool animation techniques, but you didn't, JC Staff. See what I mean? Like just like literally like a few seconds later, and this is like the 17-minute mark, and this is when Haru's going in his flashback. We have the cool static in the background, and then we have the actual flashback going on. And in the center, like, why couldn't you have, like, static surrounding Haru? That would have been such a cool way to transition into this flashback. That would have been so awesome. But no, you chose to not do that. I just feel like they're switching from, like, non-stack screen to, like, a full stack screen with the frame. I wish they would have just, like, had the static going around Haru as he's watching, or like as we're seeing these flashbacks. It just would have looked so cool, and it would have been extremely creative. But I'm expecting too much out of JC Staff at this point. I saw what they did with Shokugeki no Soma season 3, especially the last half. I don't know why I'm expecting anything from them at this point. This is why I'm expecting so much out of JC Staff. This is the 17-minute 23-second mark. Look at that. Look at that frame with that background. It is gorgeous. And you have the shadow here. You know, like basically in all black, Haru. That looks cool. Like, you could have had this, like, and transition from this kind of background to the static, even though I think the static would have just been way cooler, in my opinion. But, like, this is why I get frustrated at JC Staff, is because sometimes they can give us some, like, really beautiful ideas, and I really would love to see it more throughout the episode. And they just don't do it, and it's just like Studio Period. It gets so frustrating, because Studio Period can do some really beautiful animation. And look at Black Clover throughout the season. We've had some beautiful animation in some spots of it, and then, like, they waste so much potential, and that's what JC Staff's problem is they waste a lot of potential from a series, and with bad animation and bad writing. But the writing, I will say this week, the writing this week is not as bad as it was for the first episode. And I want to say this too, I love this soundtrack. This is how you utilize a soundtrack, JC Staff, and I like it. The piano is just, it's just hitting me. It's hitting me, man, in the feels. Yeah, we're seeing Haru talking to Giles, and Giles is not in understand why JC staff wanted to go with the CGI to contrast with the 8-bit characters, or 16-bit characters, 24 bits, whatever. But I still think it would have worked better in 2D. Just the CGI is ruining this for me. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, especially manga readers, but some of the CGI is good and some of it's just bad. I love this piano piece. It is so beautiful. It's so perfect. You hear the conflict. You have the sadness, the conflict, and it works so well because that's what the character is feeling. And I really love that JC Staff has captured it. And I will give you that, JC Staff. Your soundtrack is really, really doing wonders for me this week. I love the split screens with the static in the background. That was cool. Because there's different video game characters encouraging Haru to go to Ono, and this looks so freaking cool. Now you understand why I give JC Staff a hard time. I do it because I know they could give us some cool shit, and it's frustrating when they don't. See, you have the 2D with the video game characters. It looks so cool animated. This is what I wanted. I am fine with this black background. While Haru's talking to Ono, I am fine with that. It would have been cool if it was static. I mean, come on. We've been seeing this cool static throughout the last 3-4 minutes. I want to see more of that. That would have been fine too in the background, in my opinion. I'm gonna cry. This scene is so sad. Oh my god, I cried when I read this part in the manga when Haru gives the ring to Ono. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Oh, the music is so perfect here. And it's just, oh my god. There's the ring! My god! This ring! It looks so beautiful. You know what? I will give you that, CGI. That ring looks gorgeous. That looks beautiful. Oh no, giving Haru the hug. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. She's crying too. Do you see the tears? Oh my god. Oh my god, I am feeling the feels this week. I'm glad I did not drop this anime. I love what they did here, what you did, JC Staff, with the spotlight on them, and then have like the blackness surround them, and then see the other spotlight where Ono's family is. Love it. Love it. Ono crying out is just breaking my heart. Her voice, I want to say this. Her voice actress is perfect. I love it. Sure, whoever's doing the voice acting for Ono, perfect. It's exactly how I pictured it in my head. Yes, they did the scratch. Oh my god, Ono just was not gonna go down without a fight. They did the Haru expression perfectly. Finally, we get some good facial expressions for Haru. Oh my god, oh, I'm glad I watched this episode. Oh my god. Okay, so we finished off, we finished Chapter 9's adaptation. It was perfect. I fucking love it. But this episode shows you that, and proves to you that JC Staff can give us some really good stuff. And oh my god, the feels that we got in this episode were perfect. I'm so freaking happy. Chapter 9's adaptation was just about perfect for me. Oh my god. The only thing that I could say, first of all, I want to say this. The writing was so much better this week. It definitely was, because first week it was just rushing and just cutting so much shit off. And this episode was really good, writing-wise. Minus a couple of things. But animation-wise, I will say this, JC Staff is kind of having the same problem TMS Entertainment had with CGI, where, because they're transitioning a lot between 2D and 3D, or they're just they're not even fucking transitioning, they're just switching off randomly. The 2D animation looks so good, and it was the same way with the Yamushi Pedal Glory line. The 2D animation was perfect, it was beautiful, but the CGI just was so wonky. My god. But, I'm just hoping, animation-wise, we get more of Haru's exaggerated facial expressions. I hope that gets fixed. It needs to, because the lack of it is just driving me nuts. Because Haru does some really hilarious facial expressions throughout the series, and I want to see it animated. I think what ruined the final scene it hit me in the feels, but what kind of ruined it for me anyway, was Ono being in CGI. That should have not been an all CGI thing. That should have been a flat out 2D animation thing, and it would have been it would have given you a lot more impact. It would have given me a lot more impact anyway. But I am not going to drop this series. No way in hell. Especially if JC staff is showing some improvements, I will keep covering the series. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What you guys thought of this episode? Did it hit you in the feels? What did you think of Ono's voice actors? What do you think? Fuck, what do you think of all the voice actors in this series? I think they're freaking fantastic. And what do you think would make this anime better? Like, do you think they should just stick to 2D, and push themselves a little bit more with the 2D animation, like we somewhat saw in this episode, or do you think that it's just stay in the CGI realm? I don't think it's a good idea to stay in the CGI realm, to be honest, because I feel like if you're gonna do a series that's based in the 90s, you have the 2D style, unless you're gonna give us something spectacular like Pixar quality. Ugh. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below or the Nerdigans Inc. Discord server, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. if you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to my channel expansion. There's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to my PayPal, Patreon, GoFundMe, purchase something on my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and friend me on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I'll be seeing you later.